Back down to regular elevation. Well, I mean, it's still 11,000 or 10.5, somewhere around there. I'm actually at the, mile 774.4, right before the um, Forester Pass. And I found this little lake that I'm going to camp by. So, yeah, made it down from Mount Whitney. I was definitely starting to get the altitude beat down. I was getting pretty congested in my lungs and coughing up liquid goo. So, but made it back. Got back to camp at like 1 in the morning. Yeah, that was it was really surprising. I've never had that kind of issue with altitude. I just couldn't breathe. I was like super dizzy. Um, it's like when you get up to the switchbacks, it's like a sheer cliff, and once you get to the junction of the John Muir Trail that goes up to Mount Whitney, you're basically like right along a bunch of peaks, and it's just again sheer cliffside. So I was getting vertigo and dizzy and just like little somewhat confused. Um, it got colder when I got up there, and I'd been hiking in just like my underwear and sun shirt, and I kept hiking that way because I figured the cold would help bring more blood from my extremities to my head, so I wouldn't be so like fuzzy. And that little section going through those like mountaintops, like that last 1.9 miles to Whitney, is actually really cool because um, you can see like sheer cliff and sometimes like on the other side too. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah, uh, the point of like no return for me was when I saw the little shelter up there, and I was like, okay, I got to go this last little bit, and yeah, and I did. And then you saw the video from up there, which was me gasping and cold. So I hid in that little shelter. I put some warm clothes on, and then headed down. Uh, like I said, got back in the dark 1 in the morning. That Guitar Lake stopped there. It's been close to a full moon, but since it's like in this little bowl, the moon wasn't shining yet, so it was like super dark sky. I stopped there for water and just kind of laid on my back and stared at the stars. Were very bright, probably the brightest stars I've seen on trail. Usually there's so much light pollution around, California, because we're hiking around San Bernardino, Los Angeles. We're getting a little further north now, so, but yeah, stars were great. Um, and yeah, just kind of got back down and flop. I just flopped into my tent. And then I slept in till like 10. With me having so much, I still have a little congestion, but I thought today was going to be the 0 day for me, but I ended up doing about 8 or no 11 because it was like 3 out and then 2 short day. I'm not going to go over Forester Pass because that's 13.5 ish, and I don't know about going back up to altitude. I want to give myself another day to rest to really make sure my lungs are all right. Um, so yeah, that was it's really surprising. I know it's like part of the altitude symptoms is like anxiety, but it was bizarre. It was like somebody else's anxiety. It was like somebody was like injecting anxiety into my head, and I just had to like force myself to like stay calm through it. It was a really unique feeling, and I felt like such a failure of a human, like seeing other people like go up there no problem. Actually, I met the guy that was coming up in that last video. I said one more guy's coming up. That was actually VCR. I met him in 2018 on the AT. He recognized me right away. He was energetic, and like I just looked at that and I'm like, oh, I'm so pathetic. But I don't know. Altitude hits everybody differently, I guess. But made it down okay, and over Forester Pass tomorrow. It actually was snowing a little bit. It started snowing on us just for like an hour, just like a dusting. And yeah, so short day, kind of come down from the altitude, and go from there. Hopefully resupply. I'll be back in Lone Pine tomorrow, and yeah, maybe even another 0. Depends on how my lungs are doing. Like I said, I'm still kind of coughing a little bit. So, but yeah, that was probably in the top 10 like most difficult things I've done, just because the altitude was hitting me so hard. It was affecting my brain. You know, I just couldn't. It was hard to think straight. So, yeah. But for other people, it was a cakewalk. So, anyway, super high mountain. Yeah. Really fun going up. I got some good GoPro footage, so I'll look at that. So I'm gonna check out the sunset at this here lake, and we're gonna chill. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm not sure when that'll be. Maybe near Mammoth, unless I find something really cool for us to look at, and then I'll show you. So I'll catch you then.